Hey, Beth. Good afternoon. Today is Wednesday, March 3rd. Can you believe it? It's crazy. And my name is Dr. Kimberly Barrington, and you are rolling with the doc today. We are going to Atlanta. I don't know what it is about the Atlanta folks. They just love hanging out here in Michigan. Yes, with the doc. We are going to talk to Empress, the stylist. Oh my gosh. I saw her. I feel so tattered. Today I have on my Chucks and Pearls. I am representing because this is Women's History Month. Yes, it is. And my Chucks and Pearls represents us making history as number one, women and women of color with a vice president, woohoo, that is woman and of color. So I'm doing the Chucks and Pearls for her today. Yes, I am. And my earrings were made and they are matching perfectly. They were made courtesy of Miss Shayna Thomas, who is in where, guys? I know, Bel Air, Maryland. Yes, yes, love her. Thank you. Aren't these cute? With my little peanut. I know, all these earrings. But wait till you see our guest. I'm so excited. Hopefully, I'm dressed properly enough. She is a stylist. Got a couple of folks out there that want to do that. Like Dontrell Sims. Yes. He's great at what he does. So if you're looking for something unique, he makes men's clothes as well as women's clothes. Yes. Ooh. And I want to say thank you to the Deaf and Hard of Hearing for rolling with us for almost a whole year. That's my Beth. And also say thank you to 100 Shades of Disabilities. That helps me to do what I do. So I am so excited about our guest today. She's Empress, and I promise you, she looks like an empress. Sometimes people have those names like Mercedes and Portia, and they really look like a big old, well, I shouldn't say that. We're not body shaming. They just don't fit their names. But this person definitely, I would have to say, fits their name. And she is beautiful inside and out. And we're going to be talking about lupus today. And one thing that I do not like is that people like to say that lupus falls underneath those invisible disabilities. Unfortunately, honey, all disability becomes very visible, especially when it begins to affect you. Everybody's going to know that you have one. But I like to say imperceivable. Because sometimes, it's not quite always obvious that something might be wrong. Because like for you, you couldn't tell that I am visually impaired and I don't see out of my right eye. You wouldn't know that. And nor would you know that I am hearing impaired and wear hearing aids. Unless, I turn and you see my wires hanging out. Because sometimes I don't always quite get them in there the way they need to be. But this beauty right here, yeah, you guys are going to be really, really impressed. So without further ado, drum roll, please. Anybody hear the doorbell? Wait a minute. Hello, hello? There's the doorbell. Who's at the door? Oh my gosh, it's Empress.
Peace, hey.
Yeah, see, we didn't even talk about the hats on the wall. I forgot to tell y'all about that. But there she is, wearing sunshine, looking like sunshine, and I mean, just shining all over us. How are you today?
I'm doing amazing, feeling amazing. Today, I woke up and really felt like today was going to be an amazing day. And so this day has just been going as I planned because I spoke life into it. So here it is.
Wow. That's what we have to do. We have to
We
speak life.
really do.
Yeah.
We do.
I think sometimes we don't do that. But I was telling them today, I said, I hope You know, I said she styles people that I passed today because today, you know, this month is the beginning of Women's History. And I
Yeah.
said, and in honor of us making history, I have on my Chucks and Pearls. Let's see, can we see that from in my wheelchair? There we go. Got the
Yeah.
Chucks and Pearls. I am representing. I bought all of them. I got the sweat shirt, the t-shirt, the pullover shirt, the
Okay.
but I got it all. And I got the mug.
And you
Yeah,
got the different colors. So I love that.
it is perfect. And I also am accenting with some crocheted, handmade crocheted big earrings.
Those
Same.
are dope. Those are dope.
Okay. So thank you. See that? You heard it from the stylist.
Fly and dope. And those
And then my
like
glasses,
really,
you know,
yes. And we both got on crochet earrings. So I'm loving that.
look at that. Get crocheted by Shayna. That's who did me. Mhm.
Dope
I-
crochet made my earrings.
Cute, cute, cute. Yes, yes, yes. I like that. As my grandson would say, I like that kind. That do it.
Yes,
He said, I like that
I
kind.
love it.
Oh, and as you can see, I have on the purple glitter to match on the
And
lip.
I love that look.
And wait a minute, oh girl, don't let me
Come
forget
through lashes.
food and the lashes. So I really had to, just come on out like this today because I'm with the stylist. So tell us, what does, well, I know kind of sort of, but I'm feeling naughty. Okay, I'm gonna behave. So what does a stylist do?
Oh, I love that you asked this question because I've been waiting on somebody to ask me.
So I'm
And
like,
so-
what is that? Okay, so I'm just gonna tell my story. Is that
Yes,
I
please tell your story.
okay? So having had a stroke, I call myself a vertical half-a-plegic, and
Uh-huh.
I realized that, oh, do you know how difficult it is to try to dress yourself when you only have one hand? That's not cute, especially when you somebody who wants to be really really cute, or if your
Yeah.
foot is over like this, instead of like this, so you're trying to show your shoe. The only way that's cute when your foot sits like this is if you got red bottoms on or you wearing teaks, so that people see the color. Teak. They have this cute little teal. Let me see. I gotta show you, girl. See,
Yeah,
they got,
let's see the shoes.
oh yeah. See. Oh, and I got matching shoes. See my shoe. My
And
shoe.
we got the purple shoes. Hello.
Yeah. So the shoe is.
We gotta have the shoes. The shoes gotta match.
I'm for real, even in the wheelchair. So, um, young lady we came up with, okay, how does this work? So everything needed to be pullover, stretchy, and no buttons, no zippers, no nothing. So when you start thinking about taking all those things away, it's like, can you really put on something cute? Y'all need to go check out my pictures, because all of my pictures she's made. All my clothes have been made.
And you be flying all your pictures.
I'm on my pictures. And so usually when she would send something, it's like, oh, you know what? She needs some glasses to go with that. And yeah, I think a necklace and an earring. And it would be in the box. And then she had a friend who sold shoes. And she's like, girl, what you got to go with this? So I could tell her, send a picture over to her so she can get the shoe too. So by the
Right.
time we send everything over in the box already made, that she's just one-stop shop. I don't have to go out and look for a shoe or go out and look for some earrings or some jewelry. It was already in the box.
And see, that's what I love. And when you're working with someone who knows exactly what they're doing, you should have that one-stop shop going on. You shouldn't have to go out and do anything.
So, what does a stylist do?
So first and foremost, there's so many different stylists. There's not just one stylist. You have your personal stylist who works with the everyday person. To me, you're a high profile person. So I wouldn't consider you my everyday person.
Okay.
That would be like a neighbor or a doctor in the community or someone like that. So I do personal styling too. So I would work with them one-on-one, help them with their closet, ask them what particular career that they want so that they're able to dress right for that career, as well as, adding their everyday staple pieces like your button down shirt, your leggings, your denim wear. And I'm an accessories girl. So, of course, lots of cool accessories. So, that's the personal stylist. Then you have your fashion.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Then you have your fashion stylist.
Mhm.
So, a fashion stylist differs from a personal stylist because, as fashion stylists, we work with the high profile people, we work with celebrities, we work fashion shows, New York Fashion Week, Paris Fashion Week, Atlanta Fashion Week, LA Fashion Week, behind the scenes with the designers, and we make sure that the models are dressed. Then we work, of course, with celebrities on their music videos for appearances, all that kind of different stuff. A fashion stylist is a very high profile job. It can definitely demand a lot of time and be very, very stressful, especially working in the entertainment industry. However, it's very rewarding. It's very rewarding. And so then you have your wardrobe stylist who brings the wardrobe on board, and then they can style your everyday person or your celebrity. So that's kind of the difference.
Now, let's throw a monkey wrench in that.
Let's do it.
Who would think that a person with a disability would want or need a stylist?
I'm so glad you asked that.
Hmm.
So let's talk about it. So I guess I can kind of cheat too with this and
Yes, cheats.
look, cheat and utilize myself. So for me, when I first looked at fashion stylists, I figured it was just dressing people, but absolutely not. I mean, anybody can dress somebody. My 6-year-old son can put clothes on somebody. So, but that's how I was thinking, like, okay, I'm just going to be a stylist. This is styling. And then in 2016, when I got diagnosed with lupus, which is an autoimmune disease for those of the people who don't know, that causes your immune system to flare up, do crazy. When I say crazy things, like
Make
literally
bald.
make you bald, make your hair fall out, make your skin act up. It does all kind of messes with your kidneys. Sometimes my skin gets dry. I mean, just all that stuff. So that was in 2016. So I started looking at styling on a different level. It wasn't just for the money. It wasn't just, I really wanted to make people look and feel pretty. And
Mhm.
so I tried my hardest not to look at myself as someone with a disability because I kind of felt bad. Like, okay, if I have a disability and if I can't help myself, then I have to ask other people for help. And that's something I've always and still kind of struggle with a little bit, but I'm reaching more out to ask people for help. Like, hey, I need your help. I mean, I even did it today. I've asked 2 people for help today. So, you know, but people who have disabilities, it's not that we want to use that disability as a crutch. However, we really want to feel like people want to help us. So, as far as throwing the disability with the style, we want to feel pretty because we already get looked at as an outsider or pushed to the side or, oh, that's that person with a disability. Oh, wait, she has a disability. You can't. So, we already have that self esteem to where it's like, okay, I want to look pretty. I want to feel pretty. So that's the reason I actually started the Style Life, which the LYFE portion in the Style Life stands for Love Yourself Freely Every Day, because I had to go through issues of unmasking everything and looking at myself in the mirror and telling myself I feel pretty without the makeup, without the weave, without dressing up, and until I started just loving who I was. So once I started doing that, and that's a lifetime journey, but once I started feeling that love, then I was able to add the fun styling in there and really touch people in their soul and feel their soul and connect with their soul and their spirit to say, I want to make that person feel amazing. And you are what you wear. So if I would have got on this interview and just had on pajamas, then the interview would have been like, okay. But no, you are what you wear. So especially someone with a disability, you know, whether you are in a wheelchair, whether, you have something going on with your head, your eye, your arms, any of that. When I have so much issues when my hands they start turning, I mean, extremely black. So it makes me feel good if I have on a cute outfit and a nice outfit and I feel great, then I look pretty. Then I don't worry about my hands being black. I just be like, oh well, I mean, my hand's black today. Let me, put some cream on them to make them feel better. Shout out to Kimberly McCarver with Lenore Sugar because she has this amazing product that has cleared my hands. So as you guys can see, my hands look awesome and clear today. Usually they're like black, like your shirt, literally. They're like that. So
Well, we like shameless plugs around here. So we like that.
yes,
And so we don't mind you doing that at all. The other
yeah.
thing is probably one of my most irritating comments that I get. Oh my goodness, you sure are pretty to be in a wheelchair. And I say, well, I want to say is like you sure are ugly for walking around. I mean, 6 months like other. I'm just
Ooh.
saying. I'm just saying. But at what point do we not identify with who we are? You said you didn't want to say that, oh yeah, I'm the girl that has a disability, I have lupus. I just want to be, Empress who's working on Empress today and doing Empress, and Empress is trying to help other people do them and be themselves. But how do you separate that out? Because doesn't it become a part of who you are, just like your color, just like your femininity?
Well, that's another very, you have great questions. Come through with these great questions. Um, Honestly, I feel like if we, so here's the thing, and not necessarily that we should utilize the government because those services are there. Absolutely. Then yes, they should be provided because they're there for us. However, I feel like when I continue to introduce myself to people in 2016 and 2017, I'll be like, oh yeah, I have lupus. Oh yeah, I have lupus. And so it started hindering me from who I am today and who I'm continuing to build and become that woman because when you have a disability, you start leaning on that and you just look to tell people like, hey, just like some people do, hey, I'm a Black woman. Like, baby, wait a minute, you are a queen first and foremost, and you're a human. So you shouldn't have to introduce to the world that you are a Black woman. They should see that and they should know your power when you walk in the room and feel it from your spirit and what you exude. And so I don't feel like we should have to introduce ourselves and say this disability, hey, this is my disability. This is attached to me. I feel like
Okay,
it's
I'm gonna stop you right there because you have an imperceivable disability. We could just say that you have bad skin. If it's one of those days where, oh, okay, my skin is acting up, or you said your hands turn black, I cannot divest myself from my wheelchair.
right.
Yeah. So when I go, I like my little hey, hello. I can't divest myself. So for those who cannot divest themselves from their disability, how do you propose that they introduce themselves, or when they speak, people are looking like, why is she talking like that? Or, don't you know that she's in a chair? Yeah.
So first and foremost, looking at you, I wouldn't even have to ask, oh, do you have because you have so much confidence. You got your lashes, you got your cute earrings, and you have on a whole outfit. So first and foremost, like we
I
have to
gotta
work
hope. Well, I'm not gonna come out naked. I don't want to scare the people. They like Jesus.
and be like, let me be
COVID,
her.
what?
Let me be her.
Girl,
So
I'll let COVID will be gone. Let me go out there. I know how to get rid of COVID. I'm gonna just roll around naked. That's all. Be like, scare it back to wherever it came from.
they so people need to realize and they have to realize that they have to work on their mindsets. So you have, matter of fact, find a stylist so you can build and exude that confidence level up so that you're not feeling some type of way, because you're in a wheelchair or because you have a abnormal arm or whatever that the case may be when it comes to the visible disabilities. Because the thing is, if you walk out there and you don't have that confidence, then you're going to always be feeling and using that disability as a crutch, as a crutch, as a crutch.
So you
So,
think, uh,
and what I mean by that, and what I mean by using it as a crutch, I mean, instead of saying, hey, I'm in this wheelchair, I'm going to be amazing, I'm going to be confident, I know I have all this stuff going on, because I do, right? I have all this stuff going on, but
mhm,
I want to feel that confidence. So for me, the best way to feel confident is to dress yourself up and put yourself in that happy mode, in that happy place.
but we're talking about two different things, because I promise you, I had on my husband's white beater t-shirt all day yesterday with a pair of earrings and some lip gloss, and you couldn't tell me I was not cute. Because
See?
I was cute. And he was like, "You just gonna take my stuff off?" I was like, "What?"
And you wearing your confidence. So, and see, and that's an,
It's that, but there's a difference between me being confident
right.
and me acknowledging that I'm a person that has layered disabilities. Before I brought you out, I said you would never know that I'm blind in one eye. I'm visually impaired unless I told you. Now I can see it on my videos because my eyes move differently, and I'm just like, oh, that wasn't moving. But I notice things like that. You wouldn't necessarily know that I was hearing impaired because people don't see me front on that. Oh, she has on hearing aids, but when I turn and you see, or if I don't get my wire all the way in, it's like, oh, okay, she's hearing impaired. Not that I want you to come up to me and start yelling in my face, but people did that before, the hearing impairment. But what I'm saying, there's a definite difference between identifying with my disability and not having self-confidence. And not having self-confidence doesn't have anything to do with ability or disability. Everybody has something that makes them feel insecure about themselves. And so they find a way to overcompensate for it, or they just acknowledge and say, hey, I'm going to work on that now. But when I have a disability and I have to, I get up, if maybe it's something I can't do, maybe today is not a good day for you. I know with autoimmune diseases, they affect you in some crazy ways. And
Right.
sometimes I'm extremely fatigued. So maybe in that moment, say, well, girl, why you can't get up and go? Well, maybe you didn't know, but I have lupus, and there are days where I feel fatigued, or there are days where it makes my skin just hurt. So I can't put clothes on today. I just need to lay here at home. And I don't think saying it that way is using it as a crutch or identifying yourself as, oh, I'm just the girl that has lupus, or I'm just the girl who can't see, or who's hearing impaired, or who's in a wheelchair. But saying, today I'm not having a good day, or today my day is limited because of my disability.
I like that. I actually like that. And I feel like it does something different to your mind. When you're saying, today my day is limited. Today may not be a good day, but it's okay. So I like how you put it. And I like the way you're expressing it. And I feel like through that and acknowledging it that way will then allow a person to say, okay, I'm going to have my good days and I'm going to have my bad days. But I'm going to keep fighting every single day. And I'm not going to let this take me out. I'm not going to let this kill me.
No. And I think, especially with lupus, because initially, um, I am a two-time cancer survivor. And so as we were at the beginning of the diagnosis of cancer, they were like, well, I think that this is probably lupus,
Right.
because my autoimmune, oh my goodness, so many things were happening. Um, And then like my body just started attacking itself. Lost all of my hair everywhere. I mean, it just was coming out. My eyebrows, my eyelashes. I mean, you know, I didn't have a lot on my arms or my legs, but all of it just started, coming out. So I think there's that initial adjustment to my life is starting to change. And people don't always accept that as well as, it's like sin. Some sin is acceptable to some people, and other sins are just like, oh my God, oh girl, you sleeping with Becky husband? Oh, that right there, you're going to But girl,
Mhm.
you lie. Every time you get on the phone, you won't even talk to your creditors. That's lying.
Mm,
That's a lie.
mm.
And the Bible says that a liar will not tarry in God's presence. So help me to understand the difference. And I use that because that's something that people do all the time. So even with your disability, especially with those that are not always as perceivable as others, do you think for you, especially initially, when you started seeing all the signs that something was wrong, did you feel like you needed to explain it to people that way? Because like, girl, what is up with your face? You ain't put no makeup on today. What is that, girl? You need to get the acne medicine, or get you some olive oil, do some scrub, and you're steady saying, no, but I have lupus. Oh my God, no, something's wrong with me for real. Yeah. So that's the piece that I'm talking about, is when the initial signs come, especially when you're not born with a disability, and you acquire it, you've lived this life and it's like, oh, I'm used to this type of lifestyle. And then all of a sudden, um, you have an onset of an acquired disability that messes with your mind.
Absolutely. Well,
I want to explain that, when people start to see the changes in you. So if you could, press in on that a little bit.
yes, I'm so ready to press in on that. So, before my initial diagnosis, and of course, we're all positive, so we putting people names out there. Usually I keep names private, but you know, I met a phenomenal and amazing man. Shout out to William Haynes.
Thank
Um,
you,
this that part.
Mr. Haynes.
Um,
Shout out.
so he was one of the initial people in my life that was like, hey, something is going on with you. You're too young. Because I was always like, when we would be on the phone talking about business, he would always be like, why are you laying down? And I'd be like, I don't know. I'm tired. Like, I'm just tired and my body aches and I can't get up. And I was like, oh, but then, the other day I went to the hospital and they were telling me about my kidneys. And he was like, it sounds like you may have lupus. And I was like, no, like, I don't have that. That's crazy. You got to be born with that. And he was like, no, ma'am, you can actually have that. He said, and looking at your skin, he said, I had a friend that had it and you exemplify these same symptoms. And I was like, no. And so, as time went on, he kept saying, no, I think you should, I think you should go to the doctor because like you always laying around, you tired, you in pain. And so that's what actually prompted me to go to the doctor. It was actually him, really being that friend, like, hey, guess what? I'm seeing all this stuff with you. I think you need to go to the doctor because I hid it from everyone else. So, I'm just really grateful that he was there and he was able to, speak so much life into me as a man
Mhm.
because typically it's like woman to woman. I'm speaking life into my sister, but for a man to speak so much life into me and it to touch my soul and my spirit like that, it was just like, wow, he cares and I love that about him. And
Right.
so when I went to the doctor, and actually, the doctor initially told me I had Sjogren's, which is another autoimmune disease. And
Okay.
so I kept getting sick. I even had really bad seizures that occurred and happened and a near death experience. So I know that sounds crazy. Like I was in Atlanta, Georgia for an event and I had really bad seizures, according to my amazing sisters that were there that saved my life. I got really, really sick because I wasn't taking this initial diagnosis seriously, them telling me I was sick, all this stuff. So having that near death experience, my whole heartbeat and pulse stopping in the middle of people who aren't my family. However, great people, but they're not my family. So they not seeing and knowing what's really going on. So to have them fight and say no, like, hey, let's pray for her. Let's, shout out to Wanda. That's my sister, Wanda Jones, Mary Hambright. Like they literally they saved my life. Even though I know they give all praise to the most high, to the creator, but they literally helped to save my life because, I woke up in the hospital not knowing what the heck happened, what's going on. And they had to explain all this stuff to me. So I'm looking like, okay, am I a weirdo now? I had a near death experience. I see this on TV. What the heck? And so I still wasn't taking it as serious until I found another doctor here. And he was like, Empress, you don't just have Sjogren's, you have lupus. And so, I sat there for a second because I was like, what is he telling me? I'm confused. Because the Sjogren's, okay, you get dry everywhere, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But lupus is that's killed people. And so it really took me a while to take it serious. I don't feel like I took it serious because I just felt like, okay, whatever, I can still go. But to go from that, I had days where I would be in so much pain that I had to crawl to the bathroom. And at this time, I had small kids. Now they're big and they're able to help me, if I have an episode or whatever. But at this time, they were like super small. Like I had a 1 year old and a 6 year old. And I had to literally tell them, hey, I can't feed you because I can't get out of bed. I'm in pain. I had to crawl to the bathroom. And this is where that pride came in of I can't call nobody to come help me because I don't want to feel like a burden on people. And so that was how I felt like I would be I didn't even tell my own mother because I was like, I don't want to feel like a burden on her. It's going to be a burden to have to do all this stuff knowing that she took care of my grandmother and she took care of our grandmother and we helped her, but that was like super super tough. And then I'm having these seizures, I'm seeing all these different specialists. So then that's when my big sister Queen came in, and she like we got close. Like she's one of my bestest friends, today, because she'll come over and be like, hey, do you need something? I got something. I brought this for you. But at that moment, I couldn't even tell her. And I was like, this is serious, you
I think
know.
we all need that one person, but there is also that initial shot. Um, I have a disability. I'm not the same person that I was yesterday.
Right.
Today, things have changed for me. But we are at the 4:35 hour. We are so excited. My name is Dr. Kimberly Barrington, and you are rolling with the doc. I want to say thank you so much to the Deaf of Hard of Hearing for rolling with us for almost 1 year now. And my guest today is Empress, the stylist. So excited to have her. She does have lupus, and I'd like to say that she has a disability that is imperceivable. That there are so many, like we know Tony Braxton does a lot for lupus and works with the Lupus Foundation. She's one that has it, and she's out there entertaining. So we know that this is not unto death right now, that we can still live a wonderful and vibrant life. And I want to give a shout out to all women. This is March, Women's History Month, and how exciting. And today I am representing women's history because I have on my Chucks and Taylor. Yes, 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 yes. Chucks and Pearls sweatshirt. And
Yeah.
my earrings today I got crocheted by Shayna. Yes, yes, yes. They match perfectly with my Chucks and Pearls sweatshirt on today. And of course, I had to come in with the glasses as well and the matching glitter to go with it on the lips and on the lashes because I do have the stylist in the house today. Yes, 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 yes. So I had to represent. So we're so excited to have you. I think I may have told the audience that you're from Atlanta, but you are actually in California. Am I not right?
I'm actually from Austin, Texas.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
mm. I'm handicapped, girl. I got that all wrong.
No, that's okay. But the fact that you saying Atlanta and California, that's me putting in my mindset like, hold on, that's amazing and awesome. Maybe though one of those two places might be where I need to move.
Maybe. But love our conversation on today. One of the things I think that we struggle with, number one, as women, because we're always identified as, oh, that's you're the baby mama, or oh, that's just mommy. I don't even think we know our name until they get about 20.
Right.
I don't know. My twins will be 34. So yeah, I'm old. I'll be 55 this year. So if y'all take
You
50,
gotta look good.
you take 55 minus 34. How old does that make me? Yes, I was not a teen mom. Not that I had nothing to do. You know, my mama was a teen mom. We turned out just fine. She got 2 master degrees. So,
Hello, mama.
and I went and got my doctoral degree. So, yeah,
Yes, I love that.
it's earned. So please, do not despise small beginnings. Things do happen, but guess what? You can still bounce back. Yes, you can. So, we're just having this conversation, and I love it because we may talk prior to you coming onto the show, but only God knows what people need to hear in the moment. And He always steers the conversation in the way that it needs to go. Because one of the things that people have been having a difficulty with, not just those with disabilities, but identifying who they are and who they can be during this pandemic. I mean, they've been shut down, probably only spent, they probably, like many of us, have spent a whole year only wearing clothes from the waist up because of all these Zooms. And we're like, please don't move anybody's camera. Don't come in because we don't know what's on the bottom half. Yeah. So we look good. If you're only doing headshots, we know how to make that look good. If we're doing waist up, we got that. But I think we're all feeling what it's like now. Because initially when we started the show, it was based on a Forbes article from a woman who has a neurological disability and how COVID-19 made the world become the best example of what the disability lifestyle looks like. The isolation, the not being able to have the world be accessible to you.
Yes.
Yeah. So as we talk about accessibility, each disability comes with its own unique disability on top of it. Yeah, that was a good one, wasn't it?
That was a good one. Each
Mhm.
disability comes with a disability on top of it. I
Yeah.
like that.
So if you are visually impaired, that's already a disability, but then the disadvantages for you are different than someone who has lupus, or if you're hearing impaired, you're already disabled, but how the world receives you is different than someone who may be in a wheelchair or on a walker, or someone who may be an amputee. I mean, each disability has its own accessibility issue. So what do you think that lupus, we know that it affects your whole autoimmune, but what do you think is that extra barrier on top of it? Now, mine, I would say it's because it's not perceivable, but for you, you may think that it's something. What do you think?
Um, Honestly, I feel like if there's some type of mental illness going on there, it
Mm,
makes it worse. It makes it worse because,
yeah.
I already dealt with depression and anxiety, before being diagnosed with lupus. I
Mhm.
just never wanted to admit to that, but then after that came in, it was like this mentally and physically, all of this at once, like, how am I going to raise kids? How am I going to be an entrepreneur, a business owner, a wife? All this stuff I was worried and focused on.
I'm sorry. We gotta one of our viewers comments, she's in California, and she says, you know what, that it's funny how we identify ourselves, and she's married, so she says, yeah, she even gets to be her husband's mom. It's how
Okay.
she gets identified. Katrina Springer says it's important for people's well-being to get up, get dressed as normal, exercise, and add medication, add meditation to your routine to give yourself a sense of normalcy. That's a good
Mm.
one. Thank you, Katrina.
Thank you, Katrina. I actually love that. So I'll add to that. Meditation has definitely been one of the biggest things that has helped me get
Mhm.
through this,
Okay.
especially because I didn't, my holistic doctor helped me to take myself off of all, because I was taking like 15 different prescriptions. So in
Mhm.
2017, I stopped taking all those prescriptions. That caused a lot of crazy stuff. I guess they call it like if someone's on drugs and they stop doing drugs, I
And
forgot
it
what it's called.
goes through with a withdrawal. You have to detox
Yes.
from
So
all
I
the
yeah,
medication that they've
so
had
I
you.
started going through that. So between 2017 and now, I'm like, okay, I'm holistic. All this stuff is going to go away. So as these flare ups started coming back in, I'm like, at first, I was like, this is some BS. I'm pissed. I'm not trying to deal with this. Like, this is too much. Why me? Why me? I continued to ask that. So after looking into meditation and being introduced to that, I started saying, okay, I could ground myself and quiet my mind and stop asking, why me? And let me ask, why not me? Who else better in the world to be able to experience this? Because if all this stuff was on somebody else, maybe they in that moment in Atlanta when I had that near death experience, somebody else would have just died and not came back. So I feel like I know all this is for me so that I can help people, to think about it differently on a different spill.
I think that is awesome, and it's probably a great way to bring a close to the show. Um, it seems like we could have talked forever, for hours, and never realized. People say, "Oh, it's 45 minutes to an hour." What we gonna talk about? And it's amazing how quickly that time goes by, especially when you have an engaged audience and they have some great comments and you have a great guest like Empress. So, if you are suffering from any type of autoimmune disease, or if you're lupus, do you know the website for lupus? www.
It's lupus.org.
Yes, and look it up. And you can find Miss Empress online if you want to talk to her, or you know what? You're just feeling kind of sporty, outy, yeah. I want to get styled. So, how much is it like to be styled?
So we actually at the Style Life are in the process of changing our price points because I was doing hourly prices, and doing it that way, people would have been out of way too much money. Because every little thing that a stylist does behind the scenes, from the mood boards to the meetings to researching clothes, designers, all that stuff is a lot, on top of the fittings and going shopping and doing pulls. That's already a lot. So instead of me doing hourly prices, I'm going to just do a whole package, and I'm going to have 3 packages, and I'm open and willing and ready to style people and everyone. I want to style everyone. I really do because
Hear that she wants to extend her services. So, you know what? You know how I do. I'm going to look right here. Let's see who is on here. Um, Tanya. Hey, Tanya Wilkins. How are you? I love Dev Vic. And we have Shayna all the way from, see, yeah, these are her earrings. Hey, Joshua. Joshua's hanging out there watching. We appreciate you too. Love you, love you, love you, love you. Um, this is how we're going to do this. If you would like a session with the stylist, please inbox me. Yeah, how about we do that? And 100 Shades of Disability will pay for you to get a session with Empress. And guess what? Then you guys are going to come back on the show and we're going to see a before and an after. How about that? That is
Yes,
going to be
let's do that. I'm excited to do that. I love the before and afters.
so. How about that? And I'm thinking, I could think of 2 or 3 folks that I would love for you to do. But please inbox me at 100 Shades of Disability on the Facebook page or Dr. Kimberly Von Barrington. But I'm thinking, there are so many people who have been moms and working from home. This is a perfect opportunity to come back. I mean, just have the opportunity to be styled.
Yeah.
Doing podcasts and things like that. So I'm waiting for the inboxes to get styled. I think this is so exciting.
That's exciting. Y'all should be so happy because you're going to get a complimentary style session. Like, can I inbox you?
Okay, who do you want to style you?
Like literally, I would love for June Ambrose to style me. I love June Ambrose.
How do we get in touch with June Ambrose?
June is she's been a celebrity fashion stylist for almost 30 years. She styled and worked with Jay-Z, Beyonce. She's worked with Janet Jackson. You know what? Missy Elliott. I know you guys know who Missy Elliott is. The Super Duper Fly video, she did that.
Wow. So Dontrell is watching and we are talking about getting styled.
Yes.
Yes. And I talked about some of the things that he's made for me. And I'm telling you, I think that should be another thing that we should do. He makes and designs, oh my gosh, the best clothes, men as well as women. You know you bad when you can make a men's shirt and you can make a girl dress. So I'm just saying. So
and you can fly.
Yes. So we're gonna show some of the things that he's done. I mean, he did a really cute outfit last week for himself and his wife. Oh, even had a bow tie. So for you guys that are into the bow ties, yes, bring it on. So how about we get Dontrell in there and let's put some things together and come on now, inbox us so you can get styled. How about I think we're gonna do a before and an after. But we are now at the 4:50 hour and we're gonna have to wrap it up because y'all know the Instagram won't take, Instagram TV won't take a video that's, 59 minutes and 59 seconds.
Say that. Instagram, we not gonna hate on y'all. I'm not gonna say nothing.
So yes, but I am so excited. So yeah, you can even direct message me, slide. No, don't be sliding nothing. Just, direct message, standing up.
Okay.
However that looks, okay?
Say that.
And I'm just gonna tell y'all my truth. Y'all already know how I roll, but I want to see what she might think about me and doing something different. Because before the show, I was acting like I had ponytails. What's that?
I like your hair I like it like that.
And everything else. So, but I want to say thank you so much to the Deaf and Hard of Hearing who's been rolling with me. She puts up with me for a whole year. And I tell you, in the back, in our little green room, and she's there when I'm trying to throw some lashes on. I got my eyes glued together. Beth has been rolling with me. She knows me better than a whole lot of other people do. So I want to say thank you so much. Thank you to 100 Shades of Disabilities, and a special shout out to my talent and placement director. Oh my God, isn't he awesome? Come on, y'all, put your hands together. Put your hands together. Yes, he is my talent and placement director, and he has been hooking the show up. Y'all been enjoying these Wednesdays? It's all because of him. So I want to give a great shout out to my talent and placement director. He's great. Great. So yeah, if you guys are looking for a job, yeah, we're hiring. Just inbox me that too. Inbox me that too. But
You offering everything.
all the time, always
I
doing.
love that.
But so we want to say thank you so much to our guest Empress. I mean, isn't she? She looks like her name. Did we talk about this? Yeah, she looks like her name. She's beautiful inside and out. And y'all look at them teeth. They're gorgeous.
I appreciate you so much.
They are gorgeous. So she talked about having lupus and pulling yourself together, looking good, feeling good. And we're just excited. So don't forget to inbox me. Yes. And as a matter of fact, by, I don't know if I'll get it done tonight, all the names, but definitely for Tuesday's show, yes, you're going to find out all the winners of the iPads on this go around. You guys saw the 8 winners. They have been just in love with their iPads. So don't forget, we still have the free iPad giveaway.
Oh,
Yep.
do we? I need to register for that.
Yep, we do. We have the free iPad giveaway in memory of my father. So we're keeping that going. So excited. And don't forget, we still have our PPE packs. Yes, $20. You get 5 masks, you get 2 sanitizer, you get 5 pair of gloves, and you get some antibacterial wipes. Yes, $20. It helps us to buy more laptops and iPads for those persons and their families that are truly disenfranchised during this time. And if you haven't gotten your vaccine, it's out there, it's available. And catch us tomorrow, Rolling on the Road with Dr. Kimberly and Dave. And our guest will be Mr. Rudy Costin, who is an athletic trainer. He's going to talk to us about how to stay healthy during the pandemic. Yes, some of us have put on some pounds and some of us have experienced COVID. And hey, you want to get back to yourself? Can't wait to find out some great tips on tomorrow. So tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see you then.